So,
Yeah.
I got some stuff I want to talk about today, and there's actually a breaking thing going on here. And you know what? You're going to have to accept my apology in advance for this one. But it is a Monday, and one of the things that we kind of celebrate sometimes on this show is Music Monday. And I wasn't planning on talking about this because I didn't know about it until a few minutes ago. My brother-in-law texted this to me because he thought I'd find it interesting. And I do. So check this out. I don't know if you're going to have, I don't know if you're going to have a strong response to this, as I did in many ways. But here it goes. Let's just throw it out there. Barack Obama, Barack Obama, who we've all heard of him, and Barack Obama and Bruce Springsteen are co-hosting a Spotify exclusive podcast. Obama and Springsteen are doing a podcast together. It's called Renegades, because when you think outsiders, you think one of the most powerful people in the world and a huge rock star. Renegades, born in the USA.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're gonna do like 8 episodes. It's Spotify exclusive. It's under Barack Obama and Michelle Obama's production company, Higher Ground. Because of course, if you're a politician, you should totally be in show business. Why would we keep those separate? But
wow. Production. I didn't even know he had a production company.
Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, no, he has a Netflix deal and stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
And now they're
I
doing
have so many feelings.
Well, it's I see the humor in it. And I know some people, Ron, you're a fan of Springsteen's music, don't you? It's like, yeah, I am, but I also don't have heroes. So it's not like I'm like, I don't, I mean, it bums me out, sure, but it's not like I'm like, I have to kind of laugh about it. I mean, it's sort of, plus I do love Springsteen's music. So there's a huge irony where it's like somebody who has never disappointed me at his job and has probably never disappointed many people at his job. Springsteen's live shows are second to none, is doing a podcast with somebody who disappointed an entire country at his job for 8 years.
Maybe it'll just be like Barack Obama, like doing an intro, like, "Hey everyone, today we're going to be welcoming my friend Bruce Springsteen," and then it's just Bruce playing music. I could really do that.
I mean, they could have so many fun little slogans, like, some of us are born to run, some of us are born to hope. Welcome to the Barack and Bruce. Huh?
All I know is they need to hire you as their writer. That's all I know.
It's so, I don't know. As soon as he sent me that text, I was just like, really? That's a thing now in the world? Okay. And I'm just like, imagine like if Bruce Springsteen was a musician in the way Barack Obama was a president, it would be the most ridiculous, hilarious thing in the world, because he would publish a set list ahead of time, and it'd be an amazing looking set list. And everyone would be like, holy shit, this is going to be the best concert ever.
All the classics.
Then he would come out on stage, play absolutely nothing, and just smash a guitar and walk off. And people would be like, what? But then for whatever reason, years later, some people would swear that was the best concert they've ever seen in their lives. And then the people who were like, actually, that concert wasn't, I was very let down. Those people are the people who ruined dinner parties. That's what it would be like.
Oh my gosh. And it's like if you don't love this concert, there's a really, really, really bad one where they just eat puppies live. You're just like this one.
Your other option is Great White burning the stage down. That's your. It's like either Springsteen smashes a guitar or Great White burns a stage down. Pick the lesser evil. Those are your choices. I actually don't know the politics of the band Great White. I have no idea. I just know that they did have that pyrotechnic accident back in the day. So that's for that. For anyone else who just has their short-term full of random music information.
I mean, this is going to pop up in trivia someday.
Right. Along with this podcast, that's gonna happen. This is the podcast that we didn't know we needed because nobody does. I Like, I mean, I don't know. It bothers me. And you know, we've talked about this like, on this show and a lot of other shows. Like, to me, it is bothersome when you see, you know, production companies signing politicians and management companies signing politicians as clients, where it's like, look, show business involvement with politics should be critiquing it and doing satire. It shouldn't be like, hey, you share a roster with this person. Like, but
Oh my
anyway,
gosh, yeah. It's become very overlapping. I mean, I'm also like in a weird middle zone where I was a comedian who ran for Congress, but I
but
destroy it.
you didn't win though, and you also it's not like you're president. Like it's, I mean, it'd be different if you were president, you know, then I'd be like, well, then I guess it'd be if you were president.
You need to stop with the
What?
You'd be like, Lauren, it's time to like stop doing stage time. You like have a country to take care of now.
Well, not just that, but I'd be like, Laura, do you really, like, why do you need to be doing a podcast with Bruce Springsteen? And you'd be like, I do what I want. Hey, just because I'm president, he's still the boss. All right. I'm doing my Springsteen podcast, which
one could say that he had a heavy hand in our current president. So he has quite a lot of influence.
Well, I mean, it really does speak to how I feel we have gone backwards as a society, because if we're being brutally upfront about just where our politics are, Bruce Springsteen is now doing a podcast with the guy who has the same politics as somebody who Bruce Springsteen wouldn't let use his music. I mean, that's just accurate. Like, I mean, Reagan, Obama, they're pretty much neck and neck. But, you know, yeah, I mean, that's just that's just the times we're living in, where it's like, oh yeah, that's how far right we've come as a country. And we've been, you know, I mean, we've been shifting to the right since 1976, but man, here we are. So anyway,
I think we actually just discovered Obama's plan the whole time was to eventually end up in the graces of Bruce Springsteen.
that was his long game.
Yeah, he's like, if I just incrementally become more and more conservative over time, then Bruce will love me and have me on his show.
I think Bruce is a pretty big lefty at heart. I mean, I think he wants to do the right thing. I just don't think, you know, I just don't think, I think from his, I mean, he's very, very wealthy. He's very, you know, and I think he just, to him, it's like, all right, well, the Democrats are looking out for people. The Republicans aren't. That's just it. So sure, I'll do a podcast with Bruce Springsteen, or excuse Barack Obama. And Bruce Springsteen would do a podcast with Bruce Springsteen, I bet. I bet.
Yeah. I would
rather
do a podcast with Bruce Springsteen.
I would totally do a podcast with Bruce Springsteen. I would love to talk to him.
Bruce, if you're listening, would you like to be on a podcast with me and Ron?
Instead of Barack Obama. Look, I get it. Much smaller platform. I get that. Much smaller platform. But
for now.
Just waiting for that Netflix deal. Yeah, I don't even know what's all involved in their Netflix deal, but they have, like, they get to do, like, they just produce shows and stuff for Netflix.
Wow.
I couldn't tell you what any of them are, to be honest, but yeah, he has, now he's doing a podcast.
Yeah, Barack Obama is now producing the Netflix show where Reese Witherspoon's house gets reorganized.
Are you serious?
No. But
because I would have believed you.
Right? Isn't that the fun part?
That would have been totally believable. Where are you going to put your socks?
I'm sorry, but this is not Zen.
Whose idea? It had to have been Obama's idea. There's no way, because I don't think Springsteen's the type of dude that really seeks this stuff out. I think he gets asked to do things.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he's the
ask.
guy who's sitting around and he's like, you know what, man, I want to do a podcast with the former president. I heard that he went on Mark Maron's podcast when he was president, but he didn't do anything with Bruce. And I think it's time he does something with Bruce. I don't think Springsteen really gives a shit about any of that stuff. So I think it was actually Obama probably approached him and was like, hey, Bruce, are you, I heard the new album. You're not going on tour, because hopefully Joe makes all that a little better, but I don't know. But you want to do a podcast? We got.
I love it. I think we just basically that was the conversation they had. We figured it out.
You want to do a podcast?
It's gonna get involved somehow, though. I feel it in my bones.
I can't prove you wrong. I'm with you. I'm on board. Bruce, I got a question for you, and I hope the answer is yes. See what I did there? See what I could always make you laugh, Bruce. I love it. All right, thank you for indulging me for that one.
My gosh,
he sent me that text, and I was just like, "Oh, dude, I have to." And my initial reaction was laughter. Like I'm like, you have to, you can't. I mean, because I know other people who are like really big fans of the music, they might get like just really let down by something like that. But it's like, you have to. I feel like life has gotten easier. Maybe not like literally easier, but I feel like mentally things have gotten more chill for me when I've just kind of taken a step back and been like, I think I was just born in the wrong country.
Yeah,
I really do. I mean,
yes.
Like I love music. And earlier today, I saw that one of my favorite bands, a band called The Hold Steady, they're appearing on Late Night tonight with Seth Meyers. And I was like, oh, who else is on the show? Who's the other featured guest on the show? Pete Buttigieg. And I'm just like, this is so, why does it have to be like this? And it's just like, well, it is like this. And you were just born in the wrong place, really. I don't know where I should have been born. I'm not saying other countries.
The future.
The future.
We should have been born in the future.
What do you think the future's going to look like, though?
I don't know. But like sometimes whenever I'm like in my idealist mode and I'm like, wow, can you imagine like my grandkids being like, what? Women didn't get paid equally? Like, what? What's wrong with you? Or you guys used fossil fuels?
I appreciate your optimism, and I really hope you're right.
Well, this is the thing that happens with me, which is also why I am on some prescriptions, is because I have this optimism and I keep getting crushed. So
it'd be like,
maybe it's safest to think that it all sucks.
I just envisioned this like cartoon where like you and I like have this time machine, and I'm just like, you want to check out the 60s or something? And you're like, no, the future. I got a hunch. And then we go and we're in like this dystopian hellscape, and I'm like, oh my God, Ashcraft, you did it again.
Yeah, and like
go find us some water. You wish this.
Women are like only allowed to make sandwiches and no longer have voting rights, and I would be like, fuck.
Womp womp womp. No
Let's
voting.
Go back to the 60s.
Let's try this again. It goes in reverse, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and